Morning. Do my cardio. I'm going to go down to the lake or the dam and do my cardio for, it takes me about 45 minutes, which I probably already explained. It's about 5,500 steps. So I do that twice a day, which gives me 10,000 plus whatever extra steps I'm doing. I am getting my active walking and my cardio done while I'm here each day. I've been up since 4:30 this morning, just naturally just woke up. I did some work, I did some more editing, and I am really enjoying doing this sort of YouTube stuff. Absolutely beautiful morning. It is gorgeous. Water cup. I made it safe and sound. There was an absolute fucking mission getting to this new place. So I jumped onto maps to get here. Now a friend of mine, Nards, messaged me and said, hey, go and try this other sort of dam that's not too far from where we are. So it was an extra 10 minutes on top, so about 20 minutes to get here. And when I typed it into the maps, fucking back road, which it felt like I was going into the fucking jungle, and I had no idea where I was going. I was full off-roading on a scoots, and the next thing you know, I'm like, oh bro, I'm gonna die. Something's gonna happen here. There's gonna be like chainsaw massacre or something's gonna happen. Anyway, it led me out to the actual trail itself, and it is so worth it. It is beautiful here. So this is a walking track. So the track I normally do is around 2Ks. This walking track is 6. I'm gonna try and get through it as best I can in probably an hour or just over an hour or whatever. Fuck, that's a long time. View of what it is I get to walk around today. All right, wish me luck, because 6K walk, I'm gonna probably fucking regret this, but hey, you can't get sexy if you don't do the cardio, right? You need the abs out. Absolutely beautiful. So peaceful, it's calming, it's a beautiful morning. This is really a great place just to get a bit grounded. I'm listening to some motivational stuff while I'm walking. You know, like so far I've walked nearly 4Ks, and I've done that in 35 minutes, and I've been stopping along the way. So, but you can't, this is insane, man. So beautiful. I think I've got a new place now for when I come do my cardio in the morning. I'm going to do it here because it's going to take me just over an hour to do the 6Ks. And then later in the afternoon, I'll do the smaller lake or dam that I've been doing. Definitely a new spot. Shout out to one of my friends, Nans, for telling me this hot spot. Yeah, very humbling when you do stuff like this. It's great. Beats out of the hustle and bustle of Melbourne, and allows you to sort of get back to, you know, nature and being super active in the morning. So this is really good. When I got in here, this is where fucking the exit point was when I went outback jacking, 4-wheel driving, full off-road on the scooter. This is literally the only pavement of this goddamn fucking road, and past there is Chainsaw Massacre village that was scary as fuck, and then came all the way down here into normal road, and when you get to the end there's another entrance where everyone uses. So fucking Google Maps was on a mission to scare the shit out of me. That was fucking the weirdest huts and fucking chicken shit everywhere. And I tell you what, man, it was odd. So in saying that, I'm glad to be alive and doing my 6K walk, because I will not be returning back up that way. Fuck no, pass. And when I was going through there, I would say people that would have lived in there, and this is no disrespect because obviously it's a third world country and that, but they're probably asleep or doing something. Now that they're awake, I will not be a man soup. Hell no. I will not be boiled on no pot with my organs and stuff used as some sort of bodysuit. Pass. Thank you very much. We have done 6.2 Ks total of walking, and my average pace was 10 minutes and 55, and I did stop along the way, so definitely took me an hour and 11 minutes to get back to the bike, which is a really good cardio walk. But I'm going to be doing this every morning. It's absolutely beautiful. You have to do it a little bit early because as soon as it gets into the afternoon, I say like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock here, it is absolutely ripping hot, and the sun definitely has a bit of a sting once you're in it for a while. So the recommendation for coming here in the morning and doing a 6 and a bit K walk, and it took me about an hour, so super stoked. Now, just on that note, I used to have an Apple Watch, but due to my tattoos, it wouldn't pick up my heart rate and stuff like that. Some people may have the same problem. So I did buy myself a Garmin. I have found that to be a lot more effective, especially with my tattoos. For some reason, this sensor doesn't really pick up whatever it may be with the sensors, but I found with my Apple Watch, it didn't actually work all that effectively. So tried the Garmin. The Garmin seems to work really well. It's tracking all my heart rate and haven't had one issue with it. The only thing is it doesn't have as many options, of course, as the new Apple Watch or Apple Watch in general, but highly recommend if you are looking for something a little bit different, especially if you do have full tattoos and that, the Garmin is the way to go. It still picks up my heart rate, everything like that, like I mentioned before. Good little tip if you are looking at trying to track a little bit more of your progress with obviously your steps, which you're going to pick it up anyway with the Apple Watch, but your heart rate, energy expenditure, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that's a wrap for here now. I'm going to go and get some breakfast. I am at Troopers, where I come for my breakfast every single morning. I have ordered 2 bits of bread, I get baked beans. I don't eat the sausage because I get the big breakfast. 3 scrambled eggs, bit of bacon, mushrooms, tomatoes, And I also order a refuel drink, which is full of, it's got beetroot, it's got turmeric, it has ginger, and just water and ice. So that is my breakfast. That is currently what I'm doing every single morning. Man, look at this hair, bro, coming back from cardio. Damn, son. We are gonna go train at Naha Gym. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. I've been there before, a little bit of a while back ago, but it is quite a nice gym. I'm not sure what they charge there for a day, sort of a day pass, but we'll soon find out. It is a bit of a nicer, upper classy sort of area in, I don't even know if it's Shillong. I don't even know what sort of area it is. It's outside of Shillong. So we're going to train arms and see what the equipment is like there to train arms out of, and I'll check out the rest of the equipment and obviously do a run through. We are at Nahan Gym, which is about 15-20 minute bike ride from where I'm staying in Shillong. And funny enough, I actually just bumped into Morgan and Opana Dan. They were here training as I'm walking through the door, so that's pretty cool. They train here. We're going to do some arms. We're going to check the gym out, see what it's like. I haven't been here for a very, very long time, so sort of keen to sort of get it back in there. I see you.
Spawn, heart ticking gears, burning till dawn. Smokestacks puff where my dreams were drawn. A city of steel where the weak get pawned. The trace scripts stack, go through the night. Heartbeats pound, keep my grip on tight. Ain't talk yet fight, it fuels my fight. Iron in my blood, I'm the prototype. Iron in my blood, I'm the prototype.
So one thing I'm going to teach you about doing dumbbell bicep curls, and I've said this in a couple of other videos and stuff like that, is that when you go down into it and you supinate around, you're trying to rotate that pinky as much as you can so you get that peak, that higher peak of the bicep. It's not necessarily about the weight, it's the control of it, like I keep explaining to people. Weight comes with time, but if you can get to a point where you're full rotating around, one, you're going to get more fiber contraction, you're going to get a harder squeeze. So definitely when you're doing standing bicep curls, dumbbells, making sure that you supinate right around. Yeah, you probably won't lift as heavy, but you're also going to recruit more fiber by doing that. You're going to stimulate that peak of the bicep better. So make sure any sort of dumbbell curl, you're trying your absolute best to, squeeze that right around. You're trying to get that twist going, all right? We're now jumping onto the preacher curl, machine preacher curl, and I do single arm preacher curls, and the reason I do single arm preacher curls is because I like to try and make it as balanced in weight distribution as I possibly can. So if you do a double, for me, I don't know if it's just a weird thing or not, but if I do a double preacher curl, I feel like one arm might take more of the load than the other. And I'm trying to bring my arms up, so I've been doing a lot of single arm stuff. So I do, obviously 12, 15 reps on my left and then 12, 15 reps on my right. And by doing it individually, I find that I can get the exact weight, same reps, equal distribution across both arms. I also do this with triceps as well to try and balance it out the best way I possibly can. If you feel like you want to try and bring your arms up and there may be a little bit of a misbalance in your arms in general, start doing a little bit more single arm stuff, biceps and triceps, to allow a little bit more symmetry, and it also gives you the ability to check to see which arm is stronger than the other. So I know for sure that my left is stronger than my right, believe it or not. I've got a little bit of a niggle in my right, so I find my left I can get 15 easy out on a weight, and then I try and do the same weight on my left hand side, and I end up getting like 13, 14. So there's a little bit of a weight distribution there in regards to strength curvature. So I've been doing a lot more single arm stuff with my tris and bis. So don't be afraid to jump on something like this and do single arm stuff. What I've just done now is I've done a superset, doing a straight barbell curl into a reverse grip easy bar curl. I like to do this superset because I feel I get a mad mean pump on it, but the second reason I sort of do it is because, one, I'm getting as much possible weight as I can actually through the contraction of the curl. Second of all, when I go into the reverse, doing it a lot through the brachialis, forearm, bicep insertion, stuff like that. So you get this overall mean pump in the lower part of that forearm bicep connection there. So this little superset now for a few weeks, and I'm actually really enjoying it. So you don't do a lot of weight on the actual reverse curl itself, but you should be able to get a fair bit of weight when it comes to doing just a normal barbell curl. Yet again, same thing applies As you're going up into the curl, make sure you're curling slightly away from the body. And then when you're doing the reverse curls, you're going to about here. Well, that's as far as I can go anyway. You can go a little bit higher, so be it. But you're pretty much just trying to get that pump and squeeze. Try that on your next superset or your next arm day. It's a really good superset to do on your arm day, more or less.
Napad na park to nie bajka. Rozbijamy kasy jak ruchome skały. Złoto i pieniądze to nasza nagroda. Nikt nas nie zatrzyma, jesteśmy jak wiatr, brawura. Napad na park to nie bajka.
No, yours. Sorry.
Złoto i pieniądze to nasza nagroda.
I'm always in someone's way. Plenty of room. Do a V-bar push down or close press push down. One of the key fundamentals with actually doing this is making sure that you get the full stretch, so elongation of the tricep. And then as you come all the way down, you're squeezing slightly the tricep out. So it's almost like you're forcing your wrists out at the bottom of the movement. So from here all the way down, I'm trying to flare out to try and get the short head actually contract a little bit harder. When I'm doing this, it's not really about weight for me. It's actually feeling the full stretch into the contraction or the squeezing out. I find I get a way better connection, way better pump, and I found my arms have been growing way more consistently with how it is that I'm actually doing this. And I keep saying this all the time. The more you focus on actually controlling the weight and not thinking about just how much weight's on there, you put that ego aside. Fuck the ego, man. Put the ego out of it. I found like just the roundness of the actual bicep, its actual self, and even into the tricep, like the tricep itself is actually getting to a point where it's holding quite a bit of shape. Look, I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I'm not trying to fucking say that I am by any means. But for me, I'm happy with how I am and the size that I am. And hopefully some of these tips actually help you get to a point where you're training a little bit more smarter and understanding, feeling what it is you're doing, not just moving the weight from A to B. We're contracting from A to B, not moving from A to B. So it's very important that you understand, like, to grow muscle and tissue, you want to try and recruit as much tissue as you possibly can. Yes, you are going to do that with just some sort of lifts and again, a little bit of powerlifting and stuff like that. Yeah, you get a strength curvature or whatever. But if you can actually get to a point where you're squeezing and contracting its full capability, so elongation to the contraction, you're going to find that you're actually going to end up with a way better looking muscle, way fuller looking muscle, and to top it, you're probably going to keep the maturity of the muscle way longer. So yeah, hopefully these tips are helping you, but it's just stuff I've learned along the way, right? As you can see, I'm squeezing all, coming up, stretch, squeeze all the way at the bottom, up, stretch, squeeze at the bottom, up, stretch. A little bit of a tip. I'm doing seated single arm dumbbell extension. Now, when you go into the extension of this, I like to sort of place my other hand just as a stabilizer for it as they're coming up and contracting at the very top. Also be mindful about how you actually get the dumbbells up. I sort of put it onto my quad and then I bounce the fucker up, especially when I get heavier. Like I was saying previously, I like to do individual, isolating one arm and the other arm, just to keep the symmetry and balance with inside of the tricep and bicep. Now that I'm on the triceps, as you can see, I'm doing single arm overhead, so it allows me to maintain equal strength within inside of my left and right arm. It's definitely can be a little bit humbling because you sort of think that they're as strong as one another and sometimes they're not. So it's it's a good thing to do to sort of work out how strong each arm is. Before you know it, you're like, fuck, one arm can't do that and the other arm can't. A rundown of where I trained at Mahan Gym. A rating out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 5, to be honest. Wasn't super impressed. I found, some people may find offense to this, but I found the females that were in here were pretty stuck up. Not saying that they are, but just, yeah, just strange. Fucking strange. And I found it to be very, like, how do I put this into words? Definitely, like, there's a community, like a little bit of a community here, and like you can tell that no one wants to talk. Or I met one Australian guy that was super friendly. He's a retiree that lives here, so he was really nice. Other than that, didn't really speak to anyone. So, and then I tried to inform 2 girls that this old guy was pretty much right behind them, and they were doing these squat things, and I just said, hey, you know, it might be in your best interest to, you know, just be mindful about that there's someone behind you watching as you squat, sort of thing, yeah? And they looked at me like I was an absolute fucking twat. And I was like, look, I'm not trying to be rude or anything. And they're like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. And I was like, okay, just trying to be a nice guy and let you know that some creepy guy's watching you as you fucking squat, but each their own. Anyway, finished off my bloody camera died on the last set, which I wanted, to be honest, I actually wanted to get the hell out of here. And I've gone back up to the 2 elderly ladies and just informed them pretty much of what I meant before, and I was just like, hey, look, I just want to let you know that I wasn't trying to be rude or disrespectful, I was just letting you know. And they're like, oh, look, we appreciate you telling us, but who cares, it's not your problem. Man, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with some people. Trying to be a nice person, but... So, anyway, probably a 5 out of 10, probably want to come back here, to be honest. Yeah, the vibe here was just a little bit too snobby for me, and the gym's not to be snobby about. Yeah, so that's my feedback on today. Gonna head home. I'm really, really hungry. I've been here for about nearly on an hour and a half, so I pretty much want to get back and eat, and then sit by the pool for a little bit for today. I don't really have a hell of a lot planned for this vlog, but I might do it over 2-day periods. So film today and tomorrow and put it together, see how we go. Might get enough content. There's always something going on with fucking web dog. So currently I'm at one of their local markets where locals come to get their food and dinner, I'd say. Plus it's pretty cheap. They've got some pretty interesting things here, so I'll try and film what I can and show you what's around. At this market you can pretty much buy all fresh produce. Everything you get here is pretty close to what we would get at like the Vic Market in Melbourne. It's all fresh vegetables, fruit, sauces, like pretty cool, pretty good. Got a cup. Nothing too crazy. This is one of the smaller markets that's here. There's another really big one that sells like a lot of clothes and fake stuff and whatnot. But this one is full of just veggies and fruit and back home from the market. It started to rain, so I wanted to go to this other market to show you what it was like, as you can buy like heaps of fake shit there, and they got really crazy different things like eating bugs and all that sort of stuff. I will get an opportunity to go weird and crazy foods that you can get here. I have tried eating like the crickets and stuff, and they actually taste like chicken, so they're not all that bad, but I will vlog that. But back now from just going to that little local market. Was really good, nothing much there. I didn't get any food. I was literally there for maybe 15, 20 minutes just to see if there was anything that I wanted to eat there, and there wasn't really anything there for me to eat. So I'm going to check out now, night, and stay tuned for the next one.